Ellington,
And what church do you belong to?
the First Christian Church here in Marshall.
How long have you been attending your church?
This particular church since 1946. So it's been a while.
Why did you choose your church?
Because of the location. I was from a Christian church and I wanted one closer home. We lived in the town of Marshall, and so we decided, my husband and I, would bring our memberships to the church here in town.
What are the fundamental beliefs of your church?
The fundamental beliefs are that we believe that Jesus is the Son, the living Son of God, and that he was born a virgin to a virgin, and that he lived on this earth for approximately 33 years and was crucified for our sins, and that on the third day after he was buried, he arose and ascended into heaven to be with God again. And we believe that we try to follow the teachings that Jesus gave while he was here, the 3 years before he died. Among those is we believe in baptism by immersion, and we do not have to report to a higher authority other than God. In other words, we are not a member of an ecumenical council. I can't say that word. But anyway, we do not belong to one. We are independent, in other words. And we hire our own ministers. And we try to follow the Bible and teachings as much as we can. Is there any other thing that I can't think of right now? Those are the main.
Yeah, there's probably another question pertaining to that.
Okay, thank you.
When are you considered a full-fledged member of your church? Like when you're immersed? Or?
When you say that you want to become a member of the church, and if you have not been immersed, we would ask that you would become immersed, and you're automatically a member. As sometimes we've had people that would come and to be immersed at our church, and they would decide to place their membership with another church, and that's fine. But it's your choice. As long as you choose to become a member, then we accept.
You already told me that you're immersed for
Yes,
baptism.
yes.
What is the approximate size of your congregation?
Around 300.
Has the membership of your church increased or decreased throughout the years?
It has definitely increased. We've had maybe a total membership that has been maybe close to the 300, but they wouldn't be able to come to church. I mean, maybe they have lived in other parts of the country and have not changed their membership, but this, I might restate that. Our membership may be more than that because we have an attendance of around 300. So I'm sure our total membership is even more. Well, in fact, I know it is, but I'm not sure just how much.
Does your church have a youth program?
Yes, we do. We have a real good youth program. We have a youth minister that is working with the children as well as our senior minister.
How long has that been around, the youth program?
Let's see. Approximately 10 years, I think. We've had a full-time youth minister in the last 3 years. we had some that came for a while and then they'd leave, but this one has been Mr. Cutshaw.
Is there one for like the adolescents and one for the children, or is there just one?
The one minister, it supervises, but we have a lot of the young people, young couples that will be in charge of the younger children, and then all under the supervision of our youth minister.
What days of the week does your church meet? Only on Sundays or on Wednesdays as well?
We have Bible study groups that meet through the week. We have Sunday and Sunday night services, and we have Wednesday Bible study. We also have groups that meet in the home other nights of the week, and they have maybe youth activities that are going on. We have something going on just pretty often, day and night, it seems.
What kind of Christmas and Easter ceremonies does your church have?
We usually try to have cantata type services for Easter and also for Christmas. This last Christmas we had a program that included a choir. Then with the young people and children, the younger children would do more or less like a pantomime during the musical. And then we have special music. Some of the young people sing or play instruments.
You said that the pastor of your church was chosen by the
congregation, yes.
Voted on?
Yes.
How long does their term usually last as a minister?
Oh, until he feels that maybe he's not doing as much good as he'd like to, and maybe he could do better someplace else. And Mr. Knoll has been here. I wrote that down in my Bible. I believe it's 10 or 11 years. And that we had one minister that was here about 20 years. It varies. Just whenever they feel that maybe they're not doing what they feel that they could do in the Lord's work. I should tell you, in the operation of the church, we do have a board of elders and deacons that are the ones that are the controlling body of the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does the ministry outside your church include? Like the youth groups and so on?
We have missions ministries. We have young people's ministries. One of the things that we have is walk across on Friday. The young people from the school can come over and have lunch and have a Bible study. We have ministries of activities that we feel like would be good for the young people and older people too. We have class parties, and it was just a lot of social activities.
Do your ministers go to the hospitals and the nursing homes and
Yes,
give last rites?
Yes, they do.
Have there been any memorable events in your church history that you can remember? Like anniversaries?
One of the things that I thought was really nice last year, and they're planning another one this year, they're having a recognition of the older people, the ones that have been members for a long time, and it's the ones that are 80 and older. And I think it's great. We had a large number of people that were there last year, and I can't remember the name that they're called, but they get a pin that they wear, and I don't know, we've even had a man that, a movie actor that came, that he was the star of the book of Matthew on film, and Bruce came and brought he was there for the whole viewing of that film. We did it on several nights, and he was there, and that was very interesting. I thought that that was something that really stood out, that I think I'll remember, because it was just so interesting to talk to him. He said that his life was completely changed when he started studying the book of Matthew in order to make this film. In fact, it had changed so much. It changed his life with his family. It also caused him to not get very many films. I mean, so many of them are X-rated films that want you to perform, act, and he refused to do that. And I thought that was something, and right offhand I can't. The moving from the old church to the new church, that was quite interesting. And I had been sick and had pneumonia, but we walked in the month of February. We walked from the old church to the new church, would be approximately a mile, I think. And we carried some of the artifacts from the old church to the new church, and that was quite a thing, and I was able to walk that distance. I was really pleased.
Where was the old church located at?
It was located on Locust Street, right behind, it's just one block from the courthouse, just one block west.
How old was that building?
Around 150 years, I think. We just outgrew it, and it was hard to leave the old church. You have a lot of ties there. My kids were married there, or 3 of them were married there, and so it was, we had a lot of ties, but we also, I feel, almost the same towards the new church now. We just, I guess whatever you put into it, you just, however much you think you can help. I taught Sunday school for many, many years in the old church, and I, of course, as I got older, I didn't teach. I taught 5th and 6th grade kids, and I enjoyed that.
What missions or charities, if any, does your church support?
I don't know if I can name all of them. We have a large missionary budget. I have a copy of that, but I don't remember. We have, I'd say about 15, between 15 and 20 missions that we support each year.
How long have you been supporting missions?
As long as I can remember. That's one thing. I just feel like that if you can support missionaries, then your church is going to grow. If you begin to try to keep everything, to yourself, it seems like you grow stagnant or something. And
how is your church involved in community services?
We have a lot of the Ministerial Alliance things that are before the public right now, and especially the pornography, the bookstore. We're working very closely with the other churches. We try to have things that maybe would be interesting. For instance, we Care Fair, which was a banquet for around Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. And we invited not just the church people, but anyone that wanted to come.
How is your church involved or contributed to the Ministerial Alliance of Marshall? Sorry, you mentioned that.
Yes, they're very much involved. In fact, Mr. Knoll, I think, was president. I'm not sure just who is right now. But he's they're very, very active, and we support that wholeheartedly. All of the transits and anything that the Ministerial Alliance does, we're very much in back of it.
Okay. Cool. Well, that's all the questions we have. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
The only thing I can think of is, I guess I had taught Sunday school at our church for about 30 years. And before that, I was a Sunday school teacher at my home church, which was 5 Points, this little country church. And I was asked to help out, and I taught an adult class that I don't usually like to do. I feel like they know more than I do, but we enjoyed it. We got along real well. And it's been rewarding to be a member of the church. And the thing that I really have enjoyed, when they had the community choir from all of the churches, to go out, and I started as a part of that, and then I had problems with my voice, and I had to quit. But to sit and listen to that just gave me goosebumps. It was just beautiful. And the Easter program that the Ministerial Alliance put on, I thought was fantastic. Thank you, girls.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Should help us with our project.